Um, Today we have Chris Mullenberg, who is an agent in our organization. As you know, in our webinar series, we always feature agents in our organization. And he's going to talk about standing out in a saturated market by offering unique value programs. And Chris grew up in real estate. His dad was a realtor and home builder. He earned his real estate license at 19. Isn't that crazy? Started his career in Washington selling 45 homes in 18 months. That is not the same first 18 months I had in my career. So, really good job. Moved to Fort Collins, Colorado to build a strong, balanced real estate team. Very much a community guy in Fort Collins. I would guess almost everyone knows who Chris is. Very active. Him and his wife love to travel. They've got a little farm. You've got to see his videos on the cold call cowboy. Oh my gosh, they're hilarious. And now he also helps coach agents and leads EXP NoCo. So, Chris, go ahead and take it away. We're excited to have you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you guys. Thanks everybody. Stacy, love the you got like a chaperone going on today. A little chaperone hair. She's taking over the world. Um, cool. So yeah, you guys, I'll jump right in because um unique programs is what kind of changed my entire mindset around how to convert business because can we all agree if we're out getting on appointments, holding open houses, calling FISBOs, expires, whatever you're doing to generate business, do you agree that they are hearing similar things from other agents? Like this has been a growing trend, right? They're like, well, we've already talked to three agents, we're interviewing four agents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm hearing more and more of that. So unique programs. I think the first one I ever learned might have been from Lars or some other training, and I was like, "Oh, that's really slick. That's smart. I'll put that in." And then all of a sudden, I started converting people to appointments and then as clients because I had special programs. Um, so I will share my screen if that's possible. Cool. All right, you guys see this?
Yes, we do.
Cool. So, how do you become this guy or gal in the center? That's the question because here's something that was an interesting stat I just looked up in our own MLS. I looked up every agent who sold at least one house in the last 12 months. There were 4,000 of them. Okay. So there were 4,000 agents in my MLS who sold at least one home. When I filtered for those that have sold at least three homes in the last 12 months, how many do you think it got cut down to?
500.
Cut by 33%.
2,000. 2,000. So half of the MLS is selling less than three homes in the last 12 months. So the funny adage of like everybody knows six people in real estate, that's all these people in the crowd. So I realized that I needed to start presenting what we do a little bit differently because has anyone else heard? I just heard it the other day. Yeah, it seems like realtors they pretty much all offer the same thing. We're just kind of interviewing, we're just kind of going on gut feel because everybody pretty much offers the same stuff. So even if you're not offering some earth-shattering program, why don't we package what you do into a program that at least piques curiosity? That's what we intend to do. So programs and systems that other agents are not offering. So how you present these matters and the words that you use matter. Okay. So like right off the bat, and I'll cover a lot of the examples that we've used to actually convert new clients. But like let's just take the low hanging fruit here. Like, hey, potential seller, I'll get you a CMA. We can meet. right? How many times are they hearing the word CMA or comps? Like from every agent known to man, right? So, what if you use different words? What if you presented the same thing you always do, but you presented it differently that piques their curiosity? Like, hey, I'll put together what we call our professional equity analysis, and that'll show you your opportunity funds to go make your next purchase. Like, that's a whole lot different than, yeah, I'll get some comps together and we can talk. So the words that you use matter, and then this actually helps you niche down and stand out because you have programs. It also gets the prospects' guards down and creates curiosity. I started winning with these programs and systems at open houses, so I could literally watch the prospect get curious when I said, "Hey, we've got this special program for folks that are exactly in your shoes, trying to do what you're doing. We have this program." And I just watched their curiosity come out and they say, "Oh, tell me more about that." And this is, of course, after they've been to five other open houses, right? With agents awkwardly following them around, trying to corner them for contact information, right? So it gets their guard down, creates actual curiosity because you've now got something that they want because it solves for their specific pain points. It increases conversion to appointment. I think as agents, sometimes we forget that when we're in front of that open house prospect or a sign call comes in, or even if we're talking to a sphere referral, like we're trying to get hired in our minds. We're trying to get hired by them to be their agent when really they're not looking to hire anybody right now. All they're looking for is either information, help getting over a pain point or solving a problem in their mind. Like they're not looking to hire someone. So stop trying to get hired. Like if you come at it from here's just value that's going to help you solve problems and pain points, you will convert more often to an appointment. And then what happens when we get on the appointment statistically? We get the business, right? So you've got to get in the door first. And this is having systems and programs that pique curiosity at least gets you in the door. And you can earn more compensation on your transactions because you're offering something unique. And you actually have a value stack you believe in, which gives you confidence. So this, anybody remember the feel, felt, found formula? Like I'm going to ask for Stacy, will you role play with me like on the few different slides?
Yes, no problem.
So it's like, hey, Stacy, like give me an objection, like just a normal thing you'd hear in the market. Buyer's not ready to buy.
Um, I'm the buyer or the seller.
You're the buyer, like you're
Okay.
not ready to buy.
Okay. I just feel with rates so high that I should wait and see if they're going to stabilize until the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year, I'll buy.
Yeah, totally, totally. I feel that. I actually just helped a client who felt the exact same way. They felt that like rates just made their monthly payment way too high. That's probably what you've been seeing, right? Is that monthly payment? And
Yes.
they felt the same way you feel right now. And then what we found is that over half the sellers and homes that we looked at were willing to provide over $10,000 in concession. We actually found that we could buy her rate down to 4%. Okay, that's when rates are averaging 6.5 right now. So I feel what you're feeling. I felt the same way, and then we found the solution. This formula has like transformed my conversations with prospects at every level because you empathize with what they're feeling totally and then you normalize it, right? Because once they feel like they're not scared or confused, then they can make decisions, right? So when you empathize and you normalize where they're at, then you can systematize it and actually have a program or a system that says, hey, lots of people feel like you feel and have felt this way, and we found solutions. So that's why we created this, special program for folks that are in your shoes. So they start to feel like, oh, okay, wow, I'm not just crazy, or I'm not just like locked up in stress or confusion mode. This agent actually understands what I'm going through and they've created a unique program that solves for this problem. I'm curious, right? That's just normal human behavior to be like, okay, I'm curious now. And again, you're not trying to get hired in this conversation. You're just simply trying to pique curiosity to get an appointment. So I thought this was a big takeaway from EXPCon in one of the sit downs. Buyers are not looking for, they're not looking for an agent, you guys. They're looking for a home. So let's stop trying to be their agent. Let's just help them find homes and then we'll become their agent. Um, the follow up quote to this is that sellers are looking for an agent. Sellers are looking for the top dollar for their house. Buyers are looking for a home, not for an agent. So I'll start on the buy side and then I'll go to the sell side. So these are the programs that we've put into place that have legitimately converted multiple clients from just completely cold to they get curious to we're now working with them. The first one that changed the game for us was the market research tours. So with buyers, again, especially in the early stages, they're not looking for an agent. They probably don't even think they're looking for a home yet. They're just in research phase, right? So a market research tour, this is like we started really converting with this at open houses from prospects who are just fatigued from getting talked to by agents at open houses, right? They're getting hounded, chased around for contact information. Nobody's offering anything unique. We literally just coined the term market research tour and it changed everything. Now, at almost every open house, we convert one or two new folks who are interested in a market research tour. And typically this starts if you've ever held open houses or if even you've talked to buyers that aren't at open house like sign calls or referrals or whatever, internet leads. What do they often say? We're just in research phase, right? They're not looking to write an offer today. They're not looking to hire an agent today. They're just simply in a research phase. So back to the formula of empathize, normalize, and systematize, like, hey, totally understand. Sounds like you're in the research phase, right? They're nodding their head. They're like, yeah, we're just in research phase. So to them, they're almost like, great, that's going to get this agent off my back at this open house. Hey, awesome. You're in research phase. That's why we created weekly market research tours. Every single time they go, what's that? Okay, now they're curious. Oh, it's a weekly market research tour. We put these together for folks exactly in your shoes because we've talked to a lot of buyers who felt that it was hard to learn the market just from Zillow or just from going to open houses. So that's why we created the market research tour. So this is a free, no obligation chance to look at homes without the pressure of having to write offers or anything. It's just simply for research. And they're like, wow, that sounds pretty interesting. So now, if they've gone to 6 open houses today, literally none of the other agents have talked about this. And this is something every agent offers, right? Is, hey, I'll go show you homes. But when you coin it as a program, now it's official and now it's something that is unique. Nobody else is offering. So we tell them no long-term obligation. Even with the new NAR rules, we're still doing our free market research tours. I don't say a thing about signing paperwork. I just say, yeah, we offer these. What's your, what are you guys looking for? I start writing down their parameters. I'm not even talking about NAR. Um, I've actually been hearing literally from 2 or 3 buyers in the last couple of weeks. They were talking with another agent, maybe at another open house, and immediately that agent starts talking about NAR and like, well, now we have to sign paperwork and it's 12-month agreement or whatever, and they completely walked out of the open house, turned off, like, no, I don't want to sign anything. And then all of a sudden, that same week, they're on a market research tour with us because we use different words, right? So we simply got their curiosity, added a piece of value. And then, of course, by the time we booked the market research tour, we're like, hey, we've got to meet up at the office for 30 minutes before our first tour, got to go over our process. And I don't bait and switch them. I mean, they say, hey, we got to go over some paperwork. Today's rules, require us to have a signed agreement, which only is for the market research tour, by the way. We're only signing an agreement for this research tour. And they completely let their guard down when they had just said no to another agent because of the words that agent used. I also normalize for them, you guys, because one of your common smokescreen objections here is like, we're so early in the process. We don't want to waste anybody's time. We're just going to keep kind of like poking around open houses. Hey, totally understand. We do this, so normalize this. We normally do this as many as 12 to 18 months before somebody buys. And then you capture their parameters. The minute you start writing down on your padfolio their parameters, so tell me, guys, are you looking just in this town or other towns? What's your price point? The minute that you start actually taking parameters and they start opening up, you're now what? Becoming their agent subconsciously. In their mind, you're the person now taking the order. And the padfolio is worth millions. If you're not using a padfolio every single place you go, I've seen agents not use the padfolio and just walk around the open house trying to talk to people with sign-in sheets. We ditched sign-in sheets and went to the padfolio. You literally just carry this around and you're just taking notes every time. Okay, great. So you're looking for lots this size, or you open to smaller lots? Like you're literally just taking notes, and all of a sudden they're starting to let their guard down. So another thing, we all give buyers access to an MLS site, right? Well, let's name it something cool that they don't think they're going to get anywhere else. Hey, have you guys been mostly browsing Zillow or Redfin? Great. Well, hey, I'm going to get you access to our MLS Backstage Pass. So our site is updated by the minute with all of the actual data. Sometimes Zillow, Redfin, and the others don't have all the listings. And they usually say something like, yeah, we've noticed that. Yeah, we've noticed that something was missing or that was actually under contract. Hey, totally hear you. I feel for you there. That's why we created the Backstage Pass. So, pain point, solution, MLS Backstage Pass. Again, nothing fancy other than what you're naming it. The Backstage Pass is where I capture most of the info. Like if you've ever gotten nervous around getting contact info and they're avoiding giving their info, this is the easy way. Hey, I'll shoot you the link. No problem. It's a low pressure. I'll shoot you the link. You can get the Backstage Pass. You can look around. What's your best email? Great. And a good number for you. So 98% of the time, this is where we can capture the contact info and then set the next appointment. Hey, Stacy, I'm going to send you listings from the Backstage Pass that match the parameters I just wrote down here. Are you available later today, or is tomorrow better to go over the results? Because I'd like your feedback to make sure I'm on the right track. What's your work schedule? Great. Set that next call. And all of a sudden, guess what? You're going on research tours with them. They're calling you when something pops up because you're the one adding the most value. This one gets a lot of folks very curious. So coin this and put it into your business right away today. Secret seller list. So again, buyers are looking for a home. They're not looking for an agent, especially in the market we've been in for the last number of years. Inventory's been tight. It's been bidding wars. So if you say, hey, I've got a list of homes that are off market, nobody else is seeing, no competition. This is our secret seller list. And they perk up every single time. What's that? And if you think they might be talking to another agent or something, hey, is anyone else sending you good off market deals? That's a much better question than are you working with an agent? They'll tell you eventually if they're working with an agent. Fine, no harm, no foul. But lead with the question, is anyone sending you good off market deals? Well, we've got a secret seller list. We've been developing this for over 10 years. These are all sellers that said, absolutely, if somebody's interested in a house like ours, give us a call. We might look at an offer. So the cool part is that you don't necessarily have to have these hundreds of secret sellers. Like in EXP, we have Zenlist, or you can also tap into other agents, like our network of agents here. I've just kind of rallied the troops locally and just said, hey guys, like let's keep a spreadsheet. We don't even have to put the addresses on here, just like general description of a property that sellers would consider an offer. Let's put it on a big secret seller list. We can all benefit. We can all use this big database of off-market opportunities. This is also a powerful tool for sellers. If you ever have a seller who's like, we're not ready to list, maybe talk to us next year or whatever. This is a good qualifying question. Hey, Stacy seller, no worries, you're not ready to list. Just curious, if I had a buyer hot and interested in your neighborhood that wanted a house like yours, should I give you a call? If you could get the right offer, is it something you consider? That's a great qualifying question. So they might not be ready to list, but you can at least start to gauge their temperature with their answer to that. Bonus points if you have a secret seller's binder. We're going to start doing this next year. Like literally have a binder at open house where you pull it out and say it says secret sellers on the front of it. Yeah, no, yeah, here's our secret seller list. I can actually check this for your parameter. What's your best information? I'll send you any matches. So it's just like a smokescreen objection buster and it creates curiosity. My in-house handyman remodel team, this has converted a lot of clients for us. Again, even if you don't own a handyman or remodel company, you can absolutely coin this and say, yeah, my in-house handyman and remodel team. My real estate clients get VIP pricing and preferred scheduling. We can save you thousands on a project. So if you don't yet have relationships with handyman or remodel team that you would call strong enough that like they would prioritize your work, go build that relationship because this has converted so many buyers and sellers for us. Adds more unique value, impresses both buyers and sellers. They always raise their eyebrows every time, like, oh, wow, you guys offer that. That's really cool. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We offer discounted pricing. And bonus points, this saves deals from terminating. You know how many deals we've saved from termination during inspection because of our in-house handyman remodel team? Like we can calm our buyer down, say, hey, these aren't huge issues. We'll go ahead and make sure our guys can knock this out right after closing. We can get you a discount on it. Like it calms the nerves of all parties if you can just take care of stuff. You can choose to do this, but we offer all of our clients free hours with our handyman team. They can use it toward whatever they want. So just another conversion unique piece. So seller side of things, here's some programs that have started to convert for us in the last few years. Um, like we talked at the beginning, ditch the term CMA or comps, instead professional equity analysis or similar. Like start coining the things that you use as, because I think in our own minds we're like, I don't know, it's just comps, it's just CMA, like we all do it now. Like we're starting to become the herd mentality that the clients are talking about, right? Like, well, I hear it from everybody. Start elevating your services, even if it's just with words to begin with. Like you start naming things differently, you'll start acting differently. Cleanup to closing program is probably our number one converter. So this is literally, it can serve every seller, but it really wins with senior sellers and busy families. So cleanup to closing, there's so much to do to get a house ready, especially if you're a senior or especially if you're a busy family chasing kids and pets and sports around. Hey, that's why we created Stacy. I feel for you. Life is so busy, isn't it? You feel like you can't even get the house ready to have people over for dinner, let alone stage it for the market. That's why we created the cleanup to closing program. So we literally will cover all logistics from cleanup to the closing table. I have teams for cleaning, window cleaning, carpet cleaning, my handyman remodel team, my staging team, and we get you all the way to the closing program. You don't have to lift a finger. So this converts a lot of people who feel stuck because it's just an overwhelming process, right? If they're a senior, they've got 40 years worth of stuff in their house. Hey, we line up estate sales. That's part of our cleanup to closing program. So like literally it's all covered in the program. Also good for invested minded sellers who are like, hey, if I put $20,000 into a little remodel, can I get 40,000 back? Well, our cleanup to closing program can help you with that. Our in-house handyman remodel team can we can put together a plan for guaranteed ROI on your updates. So you become so much more than just a realtor at that point. Like you are helping them clean up a house, be a financial advisor, be a general contractor. Now I know it sounds like a lot of work, but we also charge more. So that's a whole master class on another day, but we charge more for programs like this. So you can earn your keep. We generated the Mully move up method because we were helping a lot of families move from their starter home to their move up home. So we just, all right, cool. Let's call it our method. Like, let's put a system around it. We'll help you either buy first, sell second, buy or sell at the same time, or you can sell first and buy second. You can use our certified trade-in program. And then we'll have at the ready bridge loans, private money, creative solutions, etc. Buyers and waiting program. This is something I show sellers that literally my database, I can type in everybody in my database who's ever looked at homes like yours. So if I'm sitting at a listing appointment, I say, let me check my buyers and waiting program. I've already got 12 people in my database that I'm going to call for your house. Now, if they're interviewing 3 other agents, nobody else is talking about this. So also have a database CRM that you can see what homes people are clicking on. Easy cash offer program. I think you have to offer this these days because they're getting these offers from Orchard and others. Like, say that you've got an easy cash offer program. So start lining up relationships with private money, hard money investors, or within EXP, we have express offers. So just curious, you guys, is anything else coming to mind as we're talking about this? So unmute yourself if something's come to mind. What else do you think you could package? You don't have to have the fancy name picked out, but what's coming to your mind right now?
A VIP bundle of discounts around town for home lifestyle type purchases and
Yes.
services.
Yes. Yep. Janie's VIP bundle. Like literally take any demographic of people or any niche or any pain point and you can create a program around. So hopefully this got your wheels turning. Like here's just some other ones that I've seen out in the world that like you don't have to implement all these in day one, you guys. I'd say like pick one thing to be like, all right, I'm gonna create a program. Well, like pre-certified buyer. Hey, are you a pre-certified buyer? You can go through our program. Pre-certified listing, savvy senior program. You can go to the senior center and present this. Sell for free guarantee. If you buy your home, you don't like it, we'll sell it for free in the next 12 months. Guaranteed net program has converted a lot of for sale by owners for me. Hey, if I could guarantee that you net what you need in our guaranteed net program, would you be open to talking about it? Again, just get you the appointment. Hassle-free probate process. Joe, American Veteran Program. Like literally create a program around it. First time buyer fast track. If a first time buyers run into multiple agents, but you have a first time buyer fast track, that speaks directly to, hey, you can win in competitive situations, even against cash offers. That's what first time buyers are thinking about. Wow, can we beat anybody? Like, how do we get a home? First look investor membership. I know a guy who built his entire business on first look investor membership. So anybody who was ever interested in investing, he said, hey, I've got a first look investor membership. This list gets the first look on all opportunities that I come across. I send it out every week. What's your best email? And geographic area programs. I mean, literally like create a program for a neighborhood, for a part of town, for waterfront, VIP waterfront program, first look. Like, so any questions, guys, or just get any wheels turning on a program or two that you might want to implement?
I thought it was awesome. I took a ton of notes. Just I like how you're taking just exactly what we already do. And it's not even just a different name. I think it's that you're explaining it because even when we use words like, comps, bridge loan, um, you know, whatever it is, you're explaining what it means to them instead of just, oh, yeah, you could totally get a bridge loan and sell first or buy first, then sell. We can help you with all that. Well, that leaves such a gap to them. they don't feel like you've got it handled, even though you would. So how you're giving things names, you have a process and an explanation, I think is amazing. And I love the like show and tell, like, yep, here's our list of, we used to do the buyers in waiting all the time. Here's the secret seller list. Here's our, let me take notes at the open, what were you looking for? I love that because it looks like you're doing something instead of looking like everybody else. So I thought it was great.
Yeah, Joe, certified pre-owned. Yeah, exactly. Pre-inspected. I mean, especially if we're not going to be in a market where every listing flies off the first day, like you show that seller that you've got a plan for that. This is how we make your house stand out. Certified pre-owned, pre-inspected. Yep, yep. So I'd say pick at least one or two programs to start. Spoon feed method. I like that's what is that one? What is that one?
That's something that you just explained, Stacy, as well, that you're actually step by step feeding the buyer or the seller and explaining each step. And it's basically simplifying things as best you can. And it's
Yep.
effectual.
For sure. And just like I said from the beginning, guys, like your whole I think agents, I coach a ton of agents at all production levels, and we still fall into racing for the sale. Like we want to get hired today, right? Instead of just focus on getting that next appointment and the rest takes care of itself. So like you're right, Chris. Hey, we've got a 7-step proven senior, savvy senior program. What does that mean? Well, it's for folks exactly in your shoes. They're confused on where to start. They got a lot to get the house ready. I'll come over. When's a good time to come over? We can talk about our 7-step savvy senior program. That alone creates enough curiosity oftentimes that you get in the door, and then you just basically have a normal presentation. You just name a few things differently, but just solve for the problem and get the appointment, and then everything else falls into place.
Yeah. I love the example you used too of, it's hard enough to get ready for a dinner party, let alone, putting your house on the market. And right now, what's everybody think, like literally this morning, I'm like, okay, better start thinking, what are we doing for Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
Who's having it?
yeah.
What's happening? So that really lands with people right now. And it always does, because that's always something, right? You think of, but especially right now, that's like perfect language with anybody you're talking to, because they're like, they feel what I'm feeling, right? And so I love that. I loved that language in there, using that example. You're drawing them into that.
Yep. Yeah, we should probably shoot that social media vid like this week. Like,
Yep.
just
That's a
hey,
great one.
stressed about prepping your house for dinner parties this holiday season.
Right. Right. Yep. And like you said, it shows them that you're not just ready to sell them a house today. You're ready to work with them and figure out a true plan. And that goes really far with people.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, really great job,
you need
Chris.
to I'll finish with this, you guys. Like, we need to help people normalize that they are a year out. Because in their minds, that's why they don't engage with agents. Oh, you were so early in the process. We don't want to have anybody over. We don't want to go on tours. Like, and then they end up buying in 3 months. Right. So like normalize that, hey, you're a ways out. That's totally cool. That's why we created these strategy programs. Let's start talking about it. We usually talk to folks 12 to 18 months before they make a move. Next thing you know, they move in 3.
So true. Yep. So true. All right. Well, great job, Chris. Thank you for all these nuggets. I have like half a page of notes and I don't even sell. Like, I think this is so great. I love these ideas. And it just makes me think how all of us can take, like the other Chris said, big information, put it in bite-size pieces, and then give it to them exactly so there's no gaps and they understand. So thank you guys for coming today. Happy Veterans Day again. Thank you so much, Joe, for your service. And we
Joe.
appreciate all of you, and we will see you next week. So take care.
See you guys.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you
Thanks.
guys.
Bye.
See ya.